content. And this is really, really important. So you have a goal, you've listed your strengths, you've been inspired by your motivators, hopefully you've done some research and even contacted those motivators. Now it is time for content. We have to get content. And whether you have a website or not, you should be gathering this stuff as a professional. You've got it. A lot of you have already done a ton of this. Articles you may have written. You can go back in time and repurpose old work. So that's really, really important. You've got this archive that you should be building. If you haven't already, you need to start using it, repurposing it. You can write more. Please, whatever you do, keep writing. Articles, newsletters, blogs. And what you have to do also, before I continue on this slide, is you've got to offer your services. I talked about not waiting for a mentor to come to you. You can't wait for the local paper to come to Steve Dugan and say, geez, Steve, we would love for you to put a column in the paper. Steve has to approach the paper. That's just the way it works. You have to get active, and there are a lot of places that you can find that will do this. I went down to, this was probably 10 years ago, I went down to Manhattan for a meeting, and on the paper, or on the seat next to me, was a paper called Metro New York. I had never heard of it before, I didn't know what it was, but it had a little sports section. I took the sports section, contacted the person in charge of content for that little paper, which is seen by millions, and said, you know, I'm a golf professional up in Westchester County. Would you like some tips? They said, without question. They paid me for these tips. So I wrote 10 of them. They gave me, I think it was $100 a tip. There was, you know, $1,000 that I would not have had if I hadn't just saw Metro New York, picked it up, called them and said, you know what, I've got tips. And guess what? Those tips I've kept. And I can repurpose them in other ways. I never just write one and figure it's gone. I'm saving that. I can use it so many different ways. Now Charlie Robson just entered the room. Round of applause for Charlie Robson, our fearless executive director. So Charlie will tell you that it's not as easy to find people that are willing to write these tips as we would like. I want to push all of you to do that. Forget about just the small number of outlets that we know are very obvious, the Newsdays and the papers locally that are actually looking and craving our input. There are thousands of others like Metro New York. You could go anywhere. Trust me, keep writing and keep looking for ways to get your stuff in print. And by the way, this is a great time to say, if you're looking for more content, guess what's coming up? The PGA show. You could do product reviews. You could do video clips. You could do all sorts of things that you can use and repurpose in many, many different ways. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Take photos. Oh my God, you got to do this. This is important. In fact, Kirk, come on up here for a second. Oguri. So, do you have your phone?
Yeah.
So Kirk's going to bring his phone. He usually has it with him.
Yeah.
I want you to take a picture. So stand right about over there. Okay, and I want you to take a picture of me talking to these people who are going to look really interested. Okay, so everyone look really interested, and you take a couple pictures here. Take this. Okay. Those pictures are going to be awesome. Let me just say. Oh, that looks dynamic. All right, so now, is it staged? Yes. But I just created this picture of me entertaining a great group of professionals that is a valuable little thing. Thank you, Kirk. Round of applause for Kirk Oguri. Yeah. At Kirk Oguri. He's, Twitter guy.
It'll be up in 12 seconds.
But it's important whenever you have opportunities to do something, do it. And it's a little difficult sometimes to think it through. And Rob and I, for example, have done a lot of work together. We've done a lot of presentations together. We try to cross over our followers, our media people, our the people who follow us, and it doubles the audience. And that's really, really important. And you've got to look for those opportunities, and that was a shameless little opportunity right there. I just had to do it. So the size matters. Don't say it. And believe it or not, it's got to be small.
Why'd you look at me, Brian?
So we had this great meeting. The Met PGA went down to New York City. A contact of Heath Wassam, our president, who is here, set up a little meeting for us about social media, and they talked about the importance of snackable content. It's got to be small. It's got to be quick. You've got to do them. You can set up your camera. They have these those alignment rods with an attachment. There's a camera caddy, it's called. Or you can have a friend just take a video. It's nothing. Just take that video, get used to it. If it's not good, throw it out. Keep going until you get a good one. So let me just show you a quick little example of that. You can't read this, but this is a golf blog I did for Golf Genius Software. Golf Genius is a sponsor of mine. They're a partner with the Met section. And there was this weird thing that happened during the year with Miley Cyrus. It was very lewd. She was doing these weird things on stage at the Video Music Awards. So I sort of saw these motions she was doing, and I said, man, if you did those things, it might help your posture. So I did this twerking on your golf game blog, which I thought was funny. Added some pictures. It's a riot. So, but the point of this is, it's about 300 words and out. You don't want to write a novel on this stuff. Write something quick. If you have a weird thought that hits you, write it down and get it out in 50 words, 100 words, and you can send that out. It's incredible material. Okay, here's a sample video clip. You ready for this? I'm going to see if I can work these buttons here. Let's see. But this is what I mean about, let's see. Oh, I might need Christian. Aaron. Oh wait, I got it. I think I got it. There we go. Most golfers, they're just too tense. That tension actually turns into a clench during impact. You put a cookie in your mouth between your teeth, and you take some little practice swings without breaking that cookie, you'll find that you're breathing better, you're more relaxed, and your tempo stays nice and smooth.
Who's hitting those shots, Brian? Is that you? Who hit it?
Yeah, whoever asks how many takes that took is out. Go on. But the point is, there's 30 seconds. Was that my idea? No, I heard Nick Falco talk about a potato chip between his teeth 10 years ago. I made it my own with the cookie. He can't tell me he had the cookie thing. I had the cookie thing. The cookie's mine. So if you guys want to do it with a biscuit, take it. You know, a pretzel chipping. It's a great thing. So find some quick little clip and get it out there. But that's 30 seconds was all that took, and I think that's really important to mention. Well, let's see.
Right, where is that? Is that on YouTube or is that on your website?
That's on YouTube, and we're going to talk about social media here in a second. Let me just see. Where the heck? You know, I need help. Son of a gun.
You want that P on the bottom.
Oh, you're good. Okay, thank you. So now we've seen a little example of quick writing. We've seen an example of a quick tip. You guys have to do, girls have to do more tips. So we're gonna talk now about spreading the word. And the first thing is, where is that clipboard? Is the clipboard going around, by the way? You got? Okay, excellent. Please fill out that. That's going to be what you need to get points for coming to this event. It's also something that's going to help our Education Committee and Public Relations Committee, because we're going to find out what sort of social media you guys use. So spreading the word is really what marketing and promotion is all about. We've gone through the goals and the describing yourself and finding the influencers, creating a website. Now you have to spread the word. The website is your global business card, is a term I've just come up with. That's what you want to have as a home base. People can always find you on the web. With all these different ways of spreading the word, we can go back to having that website that tells a whole bigger story. You don't have time to tell the whole story with how you touch, all these different platforms. But having that link back to the website is key. So please do the website. Word of mouth, this may seem obvious, but you've got to do a good job. If you do a great job, if you're a great teacher and teach a great lesson, word will spread. That person will come back. That person will want to talk about how well you did. If you're not energetic and passionate about what you're doing, this is all for naught. You've got to really focus in on what it is you want, focus in on every single opportunity you have to be in front of people, and it's going to pay off. Networking, huge. That's what we're doing today, and we're passing this clipboard around to get some information. But all of your students should be on a list that you have. You should have their social media contacts. You should have their email addresses. You should be able to contact them easily and frequently in bulk or individually. A lot of fellow pros who have a nice full book of lessons don't necessarily have all the different ways to contact those lessons. So in 2014, I urge all of you, get a card, get something that's simple to fill out, and every lesson you give this year, make sure you get their email address, their forms of social media. Start building that list, because that's really what's going to spread the word the most. Your current students are your best marketing team, and you've got to give them stuff to spread the word about you. And that's going to be really, really important. Business cards, they are not dead. I'm going to show you mine in a second. A lot of people don't have time to log on or go to phones, or they forgot their phone, whatever. You should have a pocket of business cards all the time. You never know when that's going to come up. And social media we're going to talk about more, but there are influencers everywhere. And the influencers can be that one guy in the club, that one lady in the club that is always talking. And if that one guy or that one lady is not on your side, it's not good. You've got to befriend these people. Make them like you. Go out of your way, have lunch with them, play golf with them, take them to a pro-am, give them a free lesson. Find the talkers. We all know who they are. Every club has the talkers. Find those talkers and make sure they're on your team, and then things are going to go smoother and smoother, I promise you. I'm going to sort of jump ahead here. Let me just show you something. Here is my business card of late. And again, I check with Glen Arbor. I encourage you to check with your employer, your facility, to make sure this is cool. But I have, in addition to my main action over here, which is Glen Arbor and a PGA logo, put the PGA on everything. That's instant credibility. We've got my website, we've got Twitter, we've got Facebook, we've got a YouTube channel. So anybody who wants to look deeper into the world of Brian Crowell can do that. And I'll use this business card in a lot of different ways. I'll hand it out, sure. But if I'm doing a slice-free golf presentation, I may, ahead of time, turn that business card over and say $25 off of your first lesson, and sign it. And maybe I've got 25 of them that at the end of the presentation with slice-free golf, I hand them out. It starts to get the word around. This is a gift certificate. Use it as a gift certificate. It's a great opportunity to do it. Okay, I'm getting off track here, but any questions so far? I'm rambling a lot, but yes?
Can you speak a little bit about the frequency in which you use social media? Because I think there are some people that use them and it actually becomes a negative. Kind of see it again and again and again. Can you speak to that, what you do?
Yes. In fact, that's part of the the presentation here. The one thing I want to say before I do that is just, again, I've divided the world into these 5 categories. Current clients, I've already talked about the people at your club that you're involved with frequently. There's the rest of your facility. Find the talker, find the influencer there. The surrounding community. Find the people in the community that are influencers. And I talked about the business card. You know, it's funny, I'm going to tell you a couple quick stories. Barbers, bartenders, limo drivers, concierges at buildings and hotels. Those are all influencers. Those people are there. If you find a barber or a bartender, that person is interacting with people in your community over and over and over again all the time. Where is the traffic? Where is all the traffic? Find those people, talk to them a little bit. Give them a handful of these $25 off business cards and say, you know what? This is like cash. Give this out to your favorite customers, the ones that I know you're talking golf with. Make sure they get that card. I want to help you out, and you could help me out by bringing some new customers to me. It's perfect. The barber is a champ. He's just given somebody $25 off a lesson with the guy in town. It's perfect. So that's why I really want to stress that point. Real estate brokers. So I have a friend who is in the real estate business, and I gave her 6 business cards with 1 free lesson on the back that I signed. When she closes a deal and a new person comes into this community, preferably in a real nice house, she gives them a welcome basket, and in that welcome basket is a free lesson with Brian Crowell, who's at Glen Arbor, which is 1 mile from your house. That makes sense. Why don't more people do that? You should do that. So far, I've gotten 2 people that I would not have seen otherwise from that real estate broker. You've got to take every opportunity you can and make it happen. While I'm on the community topic, you've got to tie in with successful things. Parades, block parties, fairs, things that are happening in your community already. You've got to get outside the boundaries of your club, get involved in the community,